You're welcome back. I am Miss Becca, and in this video, we will be solving some geometric questions. Sometimes when we see some formulas, we are like, how did they arrive at this formula? When you know how they arrive at a formula, then you will know how to apply the formula. So now we'll be proving some formulas. This is the first one. We want to prove that the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees regardless of the number of sides. Maybe it is a pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, any side at all. The sum of the exterior angles, we want to prove that the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degrees. And the second one is that a triangle has two equal sides and a vertex angle of 40 degrees. Prove that the base angles are equal and find their measure. We will be starting with this third one because we will be using it in proving the first one. So, and the third one says we should prove that the sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 into 180 degrees. So let's use this hexagon to explain it. Don't worry about the imperfection of my diagram. So we want to prove that, what's the question again? Prove that the sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 times 180. So what we will do now is that let's bring out triangles from this polygon. So how many triangles can we find here? Let's use another color. So let's join this together like this. This would give a triangle, right? This will give another triangle, that's 2. This is another triangle. So from this hexagon now, let's label it. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. You can see that this is an hexagon. An hexagon has 6 sides, right? It has 6 sides, and then we can find 4 triangles in it. We can find 4 triangles in it. If you draw a pentagon, let's try a pentagon. This is a pentagon. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't mind the irregularity in my diagram. So how many triangles can we bring out from this? Let's see how many triangles we can bring out from this. We have 1. This is another triangle. So we have 3 triangles from here. We have 1, 2, 3. This one has 5 sides, and then we got 3 triangles from it. If you try an heptagon that has 7 sides, you will get 5 triangles from it. So this means that the number of triangles you will get in any polygon is n minus 2, because in any polygon we will get n minus 2 triangles. If the polygon has 7 sides, you will get 7 minus 2 triangles, that is 5 triangles. If it has 10 sides, you will get 10 minus 2 triangles, that is 8 triangles. So n minus 2 triangles, if you now want to find the sum of the interior angles of this now, is just like we saying finding the sum of a triangle is what? 180 degrees. So this will be 180 degrees plus 180 degrees plus 180 degrees. That will give n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So this would give, so for us to get the sum of interior angle of any polygon, that would give 1 and n minus 2 times 180. If it is a polygon, that will be 3 times 180. If it's an heptagon, that will be 5 times 180. So that is how we got this. Prove that the sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 times 180. So this is how we got it. We use a triangle to get that formula. So now that you know that this is the sum of angles, this is the sum of interior angles. This is the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Now that we have proven this, let's now go to question 1. Do you need personalized help? Click the link in the description to message me directly. Question 1 says we should prove that the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. The sum of the exterior angles rather, the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees regardless of the number of sides. So how do we prove that? Now let's go back to this our triangle. Let's go back to this our shapes now. Now you if let's say we have this line continues like this line continues like this continues this like this, and then like this angle plus this angle will give 180 degrees. That is the sum of angles on a straight line, right? This angle plus this one will give 180 degrees. This one plus this one will give 180. This one plus this one will give 180, and so on. So now we have to prove that this, let me call this exterior angles x. Let me just call them x. They are the exterior angles, they are the angles that are outside of the polygon. So the question now says we should prove that the sum of exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. So we have to prove that all of this now, when we add them together, it will give 360 degrees. So now let's start by saying interior each interior angle plus its exterior angle is equal to 180 degree. So let's start by saying interior angle plus exterior angle equals 180 degrees. This is the sum of angles on a straight line. When we have two angles, then this will give 180 degrees when we add them together. So now, how do we now get? The question says we should prove that the sum of exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. So now, the sum, we want to look for the sum now, the sum of the exterior angles. So now, before we proceed, we remember what we said the sum of interior angles are. We said the sum of interior angles, before we can find the sum of exterior angles, we need the sum of interior angles. And we said the sum of interior angles is what? N minus 2 times 180 degrees. So now what will be the sum of all the linear pair? Don't forget that we said interior plus exterior is 180 degree because they are linear pairs. So for us to now find the sum of the exterior angles, we will now add the sum of all these linear pairs, and then we will now subtract the interior angles from it. That is how we can find the sum of the exterior angles. So that means that we will have sum of all the linear pairs that polygon has, no matter the number, then minus the sum of all the interior angles, and then we can get the exterior angles. So if we can get the exterior angles, so what will now be the sum of all the linear pairs? The linear pairs will be the number of sides that polygon has will determine. So, and the linear pair, don't forget that each linear pair is 180. So the sum of all the linear pairs will now be n, depending on the number of it, the number of the polygon times 180. Because if we have this is a linear pair, this is a linear pair, this is a linear pair. So the sum of everything will be n times 180. If we have 5 sides, that will be 5 times 180. If we have 6 sides, that will be 6 times 180. So this will be n times 180, then minus sum of the interior angles. This is the sum of the interior angles, which will be n minus 2 into 180, and this will give the sum of the exterior angles. This will give the sum of the exterior angles. Now let's simplify this so that we'll have n times 180 minus, let's open this bracket, n times 180 would give 180n, and then 2 times 180 would give 360. Negative 2 times 180 will give negative 360. Then times this negative will be plus 360, and this will give the sum of exterior angles. So when we subtract 180, this is 180n. 180n minus 180n, that will become 0, and then we have 360 left. So that is how we got the sum of exterior angles to be equal to 360 degrees, no matter what size, no matter the number of sides that that polygon has. The sum of the exterior angles will be equal to 360 degrees, and the sum of the interior angles will be n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Now you try this second question. It is very easy. Try it and let me know if you are able to solve it in the comments. If not, let me know, then I will think of how to explain it. See you in the next video. That's it for today. If you learned something new, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and drop your answers or thoughts in the comments. Remember, math gets easier the more you see it and say it. See you in the next video.